Alrighty, moving on to piece number 4 here. It's a big one, Victoria's Secret. You know, I think
It's funny because this was the last show they had before their show got axed.
got you. So it was on their way out. So tell me how this project came about, and just tell me a little bit about your role and the specifics of it.
So our specific thing was this fantasy bra. So this is another Swarovski project, and they had created this $1 million bra, and we documented the whole process from making to her wearing, and then we also did a bunch of stuff backstage during the show. This video doesn't have all that stuff in it. They did a couple of different looks for the show, but this was the one that they really wanted to highlight because it's a $1 million bra. And it was made from these synthetic diamonds, like man-made diamonds, and that was a big deal. The reason why this is on this list of stuff is obviously because Victoria's Secret, and it's like one of those things like growing up, they always talk about the Victoria's Secret show. Like before I even knew what a fashion show was, you heard about a Victoria's Secret show and that was a fashion show, or what you thought a fashion show was. So it was a big deal because of that. And then this was another one of those moments where, you know, as soon as you say Victoria's Secret, it clicks to every single person like, oh, I know what this is. And once again, if he's shooting something like the Victoria's Secret show, then this is a big deal. And even for us, it was a big deal because there's a lot of celebrities there. There's a lot of, it's one of those things, I guess when you start your career, you were like, oh, one day I would love to be shooting like the best or the highest kind of fashion show. And the reason why this is, and it's not because of like what people think, like it has nothing to do with the girls and them being half naked. This, people don't realize, this was the most expensive, this by far is the most expensive fashion show that used to be produced. I think, if I'm correct, an average show, like a big show, costs like 1, 2, 3 million, and this used to cost like 15, 20 million. So just being part of this huge production and being able, and it's also one, I think one of the only ones that used to be televised regularly. So it's like a milestone for you, like, oh, you got to this point where you're at this show, one of the, if not the biggest fashion show. At some point it used to be that way, and it used to get televised. And for me, that's why this was a big deal. And it's also one of those things, and as soon as people, especially guys, find out you're showing the Victoria's Secret fashion show, you get bombarded with text messages of like what they think how the experience is going to be like, and what it actually is vastly different than what people think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a common misconception just with us who get to work with, you know, celebrities or supermodels and runway shows is just that, you know, like all these girls just like love us or whatever, or that we have like famous friends, and that could not be further from the case. Like when we're shooting this, like we're literally just looking at the monitor, focusing on our work, focusing on the shot. Like we're just not even thinking about like something.
110%. That's why you see my resting bitch face all the time. And it's funny, even during this shoot, like people were asking, oh, did you see this person, that person, or like you, or it must be, you know, so amazing you're backstage with all these like half naked girls and stuff like that. I was like, yo, honestly, I don't even remember who I saw. I don't remember, like, I don't look at, like, you're just focusing on the shot that you're getting, right? And making sure it looks good, and everything else is irrelevant. And then people also give me the, oh, you're married, how's your wife feel about you, you know, shooting? Because we've done this, and then we've done a bunch of swimwear, and did a bunch of stuff like, oh, how does she feel about you, you know, hanging out with these models backstage? I was like, first of all, hanging out is such a loose term. There's nothing hanging out about when you're shooting. It is a intense backstage where there's like 100 different people trying to get content, and like this spaces are so tight, you're bumping into everybody. And then I love that concept of people like, yo, how does your wife feel about this? And my wife thinks it's really funny because like people assume that just because we're there that these models want to get with me. Like they don't even give a fuck about me. It's just another dude, another random ass person with a fucking camera that they have to like perform for and then move on to the next. Just because I'm in that room does not mean that like, you know, we're getting hit on. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. And that would be like the most unprofessional thing to do if you were to hit on them in any sort of way. Yeah. No,
exactly.
There's people that do it, I'm sure, and just like I don't get how you could even get away with something like that. That just like, how do you even get hired after that? I don't even know.
I honestly, like, it's one of those things, like, I get so focused on what it is that I'm doing to get done. I don't even have the mental capacity to think about, yo, let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
Let me have like a social conversation with these people, and like, let me see if I can slide in their DMs or like that.
No.
It's so far from the truth. It's so funny that people think that way, but it's nothing like that. Also, being backstage is just like this nasty, not nasty, but like it's just very chaotic mess.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if you're one of our friends and you're seeing this, like stop asking us. We're not friends with all these supermodels, so chill.
One thing on the same note is though there is like a big difference that you'll see in models and celebrities that you're working with. How there's a difference between there's some people that are extremely nice and extremely friendly, and they will be very polite and inviting, and then there's people who are just trying to get like, you know, I feel bad for them too because they have 100 people coming in front of them getting photos and videos of them, and they have to perform every single time, and that's tricky too. But that's the extent of it. Like, I really appreciate when someone who knows that I'm doing my job, they're doing their job, and they help me do my job, which also helps them do their job because they need to look good. I need to make them look good. So I don't know if this was tied into it, but I think that's like a really important thing I saw. And you know, during the Victoria's Secret thing, there's so many big celebrities there, and like one person that stood out to me was Adriana Lima. And it's funny because this happened twice. I'm obviously fucking nobody, and I was behind the camera. We were doing an interview for something, and she's one of those people who will stop before she starts shooting and will say hi to everybody, whether you're the person in front, where you're the person interviewing, or the person behind the camera. Because she told me, she's like, yo, lower your camera so I can see your face, and she said hi, and then she did what she had to do. And I think that those kind of moments are really special because, you know, it makes you, because obviously, like, I don't feel like a human, I just feel like this camera that's running around. So it's kind of nice when someone acknowledges you and just says hi before they start whatever it is that they need to do.